Hey everybody, wanted to show you something I was working on, give you a preview of what I'm doing um, with the uh, with the class, and just explain a simple concept to you really quick. Hope everybody's enjoying their lunch and everything, but here we go. So, I want to break down the federal system in, well, the federal currency system, the way that it's set up right now. All right. So, I think this is the right file. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. And forgive me, there's a couple things I'm working on, so that title shouldn't change up. But yeah, so here's how our current federal system is set up for you all to understand. All right, so Congress, basically sets the budget, and Congress sends the budget to the Treasury. The Treasury in turn petitions, Joe Banker says we need $1 trillion or whatever, and we'll pay you back. We got you. We got you. Okay. So the bankers take the IOUs. They sell the IOUs to the Federal Reserve, which, here's another key thing, the bankers also are part of. Okay, so the Federal Reserve is not an actual federal entity. There's no federal aspect to it. There's no reserve aspect to it because they don't have anything to back the dollar. So all those people were talking about, oh, the dollar is backed by whatever. No, we have been off the gold standard for years. For years. Back since 1913, we have not used a gold standard. This has all been debt based. So basically, the government goes, they ask the banks for some cash or whatever. The banks and promise to pay them back. The banks take that debt, they sell that debt to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, in turn, writes a check. They don't have shit in the bank. They write a check back to the banks. Yeah, we got you. So the banks, after that, print up some cash, or basically go back to the Treasury and get the authorization to print up some cash, or the Treasury prints up some cash. And so the banks in the center are making money all these different ways, all right, because they're charging interest on these loans that they're making. All these IOUs, there is interest on these loans, okay? So out of nothing, automatically, we are creating debt. You owe somebody, you owe the banks interest on the loans, and that gets passed on down to your taxpayer here. Because once the money goes back into the Treasury and is put into circulation, you're able to reap the benefits of it. We're able to handle the bills, government contracts, social services programs, wars, basic infrastructure. That money goes into our pockets in one shape, form, or fashion. Okay, we get our money from our jobs that participate in these industries, and we put them into the local banks. We put that money into local banks. The local banks, in turn, have the power. Here's some shit that I just found out. The local banks have the power to take you. If you deposit $10, they can take 9 of those dollars and loan them out, and create more debt, which in turn goes back into the pockets of the bankers. Okay? And so that's how money is created in our system, from literally nothing. It's not backed by anything, but basically the guarantee that we're going to pay this off someday. But here's the kicker. It can never, ever be paid off. The debt ceiling always has to be raised because basically whenever we created money, when this whole system was all set up, they took nothing and created something and started charging interest on that nothing. So for every dollar there was a matching dollar of debt, and then another dollar debt on top of that, and it just continues to stack over and over and over again. So I'll go into more detail later on, about this, but I just wanted to give you a preview of what to expect from my Cryptotheist currency course, where I talk about cryptocurrency and how cryptocurrency can stop all of this shit, or at least a good majority of it. Okay? So, have a good day.